So there's some interesting news from across the pond as they're dealing with a new leadership change in the UK. But as the song goes by The Who, meet the new boss, kind of same as the old boss. They picked their new leadership for the Conservative Party in the UK as Boris Johnson is stepping down. They introduced Liz Truss being chosen to replace Boris Johnson as Conservative Party leader and UK Prime Minister. And while it seems like a change on the outside, it's still continuity in the inside because there's a lot to Liz Truss that people are starting to get aware of, and a lot of people are exposing the information that she is nothing more than a corporatist war criminal herself that's going to continue on the devastation that's already plagued in the UK. And here's an example of that Michael Tracy points out. So she did a town hall thing here, and she was asked about the possibility of nuclear war. The possibility of nuclear war. Not how to prevent one, or how we could do to negotiate peace or have diplomacy to get away from the possibility, but in the event that we do have a nuclear war, this is the conversation that they're having about it. And yes, it is downright as disgusting as it sounds as I'm telling you this, but listen for yourselves just how crazy this is.
Now, look, here's another question. One of the first things, and very briefly, Frank, one of the first things that will happen when and if you become Prime Minister, you'll be ushered.
Hold on, let me.
Now, look, here's another question. One of the first things, and very briefly, Frank, one of the first things that will happen when and if you become. Now, look, here's another question. One of the first things, and very briefly, Frank, one of the first things that will happen when and if you become Prime Minister, you'll be ushered into a room very privately at number 10. Will be laid out in front of you what are called the letters of last resort, your orders to our Trident boat captain on whether you, Prime Minister Liz Truss, is giving the order to unleash our nuclear weapons. It would mean global annihilation. I won't ask you, would you press the button? You will say yes. But faced with that task, I would feel physically sick. How does that thought make you feel?
This is how you can tell you're in 2022 neoliberal hellscape right here. So he just asked at the chance of a nuclear war and we have to annihilate the entire human race by using nuclear arsenal at our disposal in the UK. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about putting your hand on the big red button that at last resort is going to annihilate the entire existence of planet Earth? How do you feel about that? I have no words to describe how insane this is. How insane this is. And this is asking the next Prime Minister of the UK. Like, how do you feel about nuclear war? Like, when we annihilate the entire population and there's no life to be preserved on this planet, like, how do you feel about that? I mean, I would feel kind of bad. But what will you think about that? Not how to prevent one. Not to negotiate steps so we don't actually get to that point, because nobody wants a nuclear war. Nobody that's not in politics, I should say that. Nobody that's a deranged sociopathic politician or a sociopathic CEO, they don't want nuclear war. But listen to her response. My mind is just shattered from just this question, but listen to the response.
I think it's an important duty of the Prime Minister. I'm ready to do that.
It's an important duty of the Prime Minister, and I'm willing to do that. And they're applauding it. Like, yay! Oh my God, she cares about the responsibilities of blowing up the planet. Yes! Yes! Champion of the people. Yes! Annihilation. Oh, God. She is definitely our leader. I gotta play this again because this is like the most unearthly thing. Like, this is the unhumane thing I've ever heard spewing from a politician. And this is in the UK. This is in the UK. Like, I've heard stupid things from American debates and American politics and Canadian debates and Canadian politics. And really, we're, children of the UK, so we're kind of like immature for that reason. But coming from a European nation, which I thought was supposed to be a little bit better than us, holy shit. Let me play that again.
It would mean global annihilation. I won't ask you, would you press the button? You will say yes. But faced with that task, I would feel physically sick. How does that thought make you feel?
I think it's an important duty of the Prime Minister. I'm ready to do that.
And there's applause. They're clapping to the possibility of a nuclear annihilation from this lady. Well, how would you feel about that? Well, maybe if I have a little avocado toast, do some deep meditation, maybe listen to some Coldplay, get a little feel through, maybe write my journal for a bit. Then I'll have the possibility to destruct the entire planet and all existence on Earth. Jesus Christ. And they're clapping! They're clapping! Oh my God. Oh my God. My head is... I feel like my brain exploded because of this insanity. Like, how is this a fucking possibility? How is this existing? How is that even a question? Why isn't the question, hey, since we're on the verge of that path, is there any way to kind of retreat back, maybe have some diplomacy, actually invest in our people so that, they don't have high energy bills or cost of living will go down, inflation, maybe invest in infrastructure, Green New Deal, jobs, healthcare, things that actually matter to people instead of just blowing up the planet because you guys just don't care. Oh my God. Anyway, I should play the rest of this.
I asked how it would make you feel.
I'm ready to do it.
Okay, that's your answer. Liz Truss, thank you for those answers.
And the guy's asking, how does it make you feel? Again, this is how you know you're in a 2022 neoliberal hellscape. When you're asked about the feeling of total annihilation, when you have the power and authority to wipe off all of humanity, how's that going to make you feel? What kind of bizarre question is that? First of all, why are you even close to nuclear war? Why are we even close to it? Someone should be fucking asking that. Why are we close to it? Why are we even mentioning this? Why are we not doing everything in our power to stop the possibility of nuclear war? Because that will end everybody. Every single person. But how is that going to make you feel as a prime minister? How is that going to make you feel? Oh my God. That is bonkers. That blows. Like, my mind is shattered. I feel like I need a shower. Like, I just feel like I went through the depths of Lucifer and came back. Like, I feel disgusted by this. I feel so creeped out. And this is coming from the UK. Not the United States of America, where, like I said, we hear a lot of stupid shit from them, and we have a lot of stupid shit here in Canada, but I thought they were a little bit better, but apparently not. Oh my God. But Michael Tracy says, asked how she feel about unleashing global nuclear annihilation. Incoming UK Prime Minister Liz Truss doesn't hesitate to announce she's ready to do it. Upon taking office tomorrow, she'll already preside over substantial boots on the ground UK military presence in the Ukraine. Like I said, meet the new boss. Pretty much the same as the fucking old boss. It's change on the outside, but continuity still on the inside. And there's more to Liz Truss that is pretty disgusting. Like, for example, this is pointed out that Liz Truss' new chief of health secretary. This is Britain's new prime minister. Liz Truss has appointed Theresa Coffey. Anyway, as the new country's health secretary. Here's a picture of her. I mean, come on. I have 100 jokes to make about this, but I'm not going to because I'm not one of those people. I don't want to be one of those people that makes constantly fun of appearances. But this is the health secretary. Oh my god. She just looking at this just reminds me of like those school nurses that don't really care about being there. It's like the lunch lady from The Simpsons that also is the nurse, you know, like, you want me to kiss your boo-boo, honey? Oh, here's also this. Oh my god, she's already gone and done it. Liz Truss has put fossil fuel lovey, deregulation obsessed Jacob Rees-Mogg in charge of both energy and climate crisis. He is not a serious person, and this is not a serious government. Can only hope he wakes up in time to reconcile scale of emergency. You're telling me that this guy is not a serious person? You're telling me that that is not the guy of seriousness? I mean, come on. Maybe it's taking the time to recapture the moment in Fast Times when Sean Penn asked about pizza in Cuba. Like, why we care about the planet? Can't we just have a cup of oil and talk about deregulation? Like, why so serious, man? But Liz Truss also came from Shell, so nuclear annihilation, wars over oil. This guy that doesn't care about climate change and wants to benefit fossil fuels, it's coming all together. The pieces are aligning as they may. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. Once you get one in, you figure out the rest. So they actually did a survey over this. They did a poll at YouGov. And they compared Liz Truss now to Boris Johnson then. And they asked, how good or bad a prime minister do you think Boris Johnson has been? And they said, good, great, good, average, poor, terrible, don't know. But I just want to show you, like, from poor to don't know. Look at the substantial amount of numbers. So Liz Truss, they got 20 average, 10 good, and 2 great. So 32% of people think that Liz Truss is above average or above, while the rest think she's that awful. But I guess she's doing a little better than Boris Johnson, maybe because she's a woman. Maybe that's it. Maybe that less few percent than Boris Johnson having a 39% terrible. Maybe because she's a woman and is not concerned about cheese. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. But it again doesn't surprise me. And like the song says, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Here's also this. Liz Truss appoints Matthew Sinclair, a director at Deloitte and former head of the Taxpayers Alliance, as chief economic advisor. Expect dissemination of public services, tax cuts for the rich, low public sector wages, deeper poverty and inequalities. Recession and unrest looms. Who would have thought from tycoon from Shell that became prime minister that this was going to happen? that we're going to have nuclear annihilation, that there's going to be continuation of war over oil, that there's going to be even further poverty gaps. Who would have expected this? Who would have thunk that? I guess they should have been asking this instead of how you feel about pressing that button. How do you feel about launching all those missiles? How does that make you feel? I'm sure Brian Williams would be telling her she's very presidential. That's very patriotic of her. Oh my God, she's doing such a great work. Such mannerisms, such an adult person to hit the nuclear launch code sequence and annihilate populations. Here's also this. This is from one of the MPs in the UK Parliament. And she says, when Liz Truss rejects a windfall tax on the $170 billion profits of oil and gas giants are expected to make, it's worth remembering she's a former Shell employee whose party has been taking more than 1.5 billion pounds. I said dollars, didn't I? It's pounds. 1.5 million pounds in donations from the oil and gas industry since last election. Now, that's actually kind of short. I'm just saying, considering the profit margin that they made, I thought they would have added more to her campaign. Just thinking out loud, you know, like if lobby groups, they would probably pay more to make more. Isn't that kind of the initiative, the motive? Like, I don't know how crazy that is, but that's insane. That is insane. But there you go. Your new prime minister, ladies and gentlemen. the champion of the people, going for annihilating populations on the behalf of Shell that got her into office. And people are applauding it. So not only does it show you how nefarious and untrustworthy and sociopathic leadership can be, it also goes to show you how brainwashed and propaganda can work for the masses. Because they're applauding along with this. They're clapping on the idea of possible nuclear warfare among humanity. Just on the benefit of who? Because I don't think even Shell can benefit from nuclear annihilation. So who is exactly benefiting from this? Who exactly is going to survive of a nuclear atrocity? But maybe I don't know. Maybe Jeff Bezos is going to invite her off to a moon base or something while the world self-destructs. I just can't believe this is a thing, but it happened, and that's why it's such insanity that a 27-year-old Canadian YouTuber sitting in his basement telling you right now on a shoestring budget to make sense of this. That's why it's left to people like me to be the sane one of adults. And trust me, I'm as much insane as the next person. But I'm sane when it comes to the possibility of nuclear war, because I don't know about you, I don't think anyone wants it. Nobody wants to die and sacrifice themselves for the benefit of no one. I think that's pretty common with everybody, but you know, they plotted along with this, so I don't know anything anymore except the fact that this is a nefarious goon, this is a nefarious, insane woman that is probably just going to make UK even worse than before. But I hope UK is going along with other European nations and is willing to fight back. That's all I can say.